So it is currently Friday, December 10th, and we are loading in for the Annie's Playhouse Fall Showcase. We haven't had a full show with the kids since winter of 2019, so it's a nice feeling to finally be back here. So today's a quick day. We're just spiking the stage and setting everything up so that when we come in tomorrow, we can run the musicians' rehearsal, we can get all of the kids situated correctly, we can run mic checks, volumes, we can do the lights, etc. So everyone's just kind of lending a hand, loading everything from the studio onto the stage so that tomorrow runs nice and smooth. You know, one thing that I missed about these shows was just the change of scenery and the fact that it's a totally different gig from what I'm used to. You know, it's theater based, but it's more of a showcase cabaret rather than just running a regular, you know, traditional music hall where we're playing a show from top to bottom, but rather what we're doing is doing excerpts and cuts from different shows and putting them together for this big, almost talent show like showcase. And it's just something that we look forward to doing every year, and it's nice to be back doing it again after 2 years of not having any shows. So we're getting set up right now for tomorrow's musicians rehearsal, where the band gets to run all the tunes for the first time. So we got Steven on keys, got me on guitar and bass. I'll be swapping back and forth depending on the song. And then we'll have Tim on drums when he comes here tomorrow. All right, just got out of the school. We are all set to go for tomorrow. I'll check back in when we have the musicians rehearsal at 9:30 in the morning. It is currently 8:30 in the morning. I'm on my way to pick up our musical director, Steven, from his hotel, and then we'll be able to get the party started. Today's a slightly shorter day. We have our musicians rehearsal from 9:30 to 11, and then we move everything from the practice space into the auditorium, and then we do a full run through with the kids, and we kind of tighten up the show while the rest of the teachers are doing the blocking and staging out the choreography and getting the lights set up. All right, we're pulling into the hotel. Pull up here and we'll pick up Steven and be on our way. So I think before Tim comes here, I can just kind of run through a couple things that I found, like parts and stuff that I think would be really cool to utilize. I literally, like, if there's guitar in the song already, I'm playing the exact same thing that would be on the recording.
Awesome. And we'll kind of like, because some stuff
and then the ballad stuff I'm just playing bass on because it's just easier and it won't fill up as much space when having the soloist.
All of our stuff is connected, okay? So we start off with the opening, then we go into a little tiny solo, then it's a dance vignette of like Taylor Swift stuff. Then it comes back to us and we have another solo. 5, 6, and we go up.
Up the musicians rehearsal. Now we have to pack up all of the gear and move it from the gym into the auditorium for the dress rehearsal. So at the pit setup. We're gonna run everything into the inputs on the stage so we can run into the board. So we're gonna do a quick rig rundown. I'm running all of my instruments into this cat monitor for some stage volume. It's a full range speaker. We've got the Fractal FM3, and I'm running a couple clean tones, distortion, bass, acoustic. And instrument-wise, I have my Ibanez Geo 5-string. This is the SGR. I'm playing bass for about half the songs. And then I have my LsL Saticoy Custom for all of the electric guitar stuff. And then the iPad has all of my scores for the show that I'm reading off of. So something that makes these shows really different from traditional shows is the fact that we're not just running like one single show from top to bottom, but rather, like I was mentioning before, we have sections of shows that we're doing. So it starts with some numbers from The Greatest Showman, and then there's a dance medley, and then we're doing songs from Hairspray, if I'm not mistaken, and again, everything is kind of sprinkled in, so we do chunks of songs. And since everything is coming from a show, right, we have these Broadway scores, so your reading has to be excellent so that you can really follow along with the music. This really isn't a show that you improvise or make up your own parts or just kind of play chords behind. You have written parts that you have to follow. These shows are a little bit more laid back and loose, so I have a little bit more freedom in how I play those parts, but I always reference the original recording and the actual Broadway score so that my part not only sounds like it was made for the show, because, well, it was written for the show, but also the kids are used to hearing these recordings or have seen the shows before, hear something that's familiar, and it doesn't really throw them off, because we only get 2 chances to rehearse with them before we go on stage. And you have to remember that this is not about you. The show is about the kids. The parents are coming to see their kids play, so you have to step back, analyze what your part is going to be in the big picture, and then execute it at a normal, level and a reasonable volume so that it doesn't overshadow what's going on stage. All right, so just got out of dress rehearsal. That was a very long, very eventful day. I'm glad that we finally got to this point. We have 2 performances tomorrow. We have an 11 a.m. show and a 3 p.m. show. If I'm not mistaken, we have to be here at 9 to do another sound check and run the baby numbers for the kids who are younger than 3, who, for obvious reasons, we don't keep here all day during the Saturday dress rehearsal. So we'll check back in tomorrow and we'll finish up this vlog. All right, it is about 8 o'clock in the morning, day of the show. Currently loading my car. I'm gonna go pick up Steven like yesterday, grab some Starbucks, which has been the unofficial sponsor of this weekend's shenanigans. And then we're gonna get ready for last rehearsal with the kids, and then it'll be showtime. So I gotta say, there are a few things in life I enjoy more than getting all dressed up for a show. It's why I like playing weddings, private events, corporate stuff, and also doing these showcases. It just kind of adds another level of professionalism to the show, and it definitely makes you look good, being in the pit or being on stage, with a full suit and everything. Just, little things like that. Doors open in about 4 minutes or so, and then we'll be all set for showtime. I gotta say, it's really nice seeing the kids' progress from the beginning of the semester through today. This is something they've been working on for about 3 months now, and it's really cool to see the final product come into fruition. Always look forward to these showcases, and hope that everyone does their best, and we'll have a great show.
Good morning, and welcome to the Annie's Playhouse Winter Showcase. We are thrilled to welcome you back to our first live performance in 2 years.
And one of the hardest things about playing mostly musical theater style showcases is the fact that you're constantly riding your volume pedal as a guitarist, because the dynamics of the kids that are on stage will change depending on how big the group is, if it's a solo, if it's a group number, how old they are, how well the projection is, and also where they are in relationship to the upstage mics and the hanging mics. So you got to always be conscientious of your volume and make sure that you're not overpowering anyone. Sneaking out real quick to grab a quick bite to eat. We have about half an hour until we start running numbers again for show number 2. First show went fantastic. The balance sounded good, the kids sounded great, the energy was there, the audience was responsive. So now we just gotta replicate that, do it twice as well, and then we'll be all set for show number 2. So whenever I'm in the Bernardsville area, I like to stop at Lenny's Pizzeria. I think they're probably one of the best pizzerias in North Jersey. They always have like dozens of slices to pick from. Their customer service is top notch. It's always nice to just kind of take a minute outside, take in some fresh air, take a deep breath. And just remember why you love doing all this in the first place. You know, I don't see myself doing anything else except music, and being able to perform at shows where I work is just another, I think, testament to my dedication and how much I enjoy what I do on a regular basis. I don't take any of this for granted. Being that this is our first showcase in 2 years, you know, it definitely means a lot to finally be back in the pit and perform with all the students.